Thanks for that introduction. All right, I'm just going to read. I can't get up here and shoot from the hip like they were. But as Pecha Kucha is meant to inspire, I thought I'd first share with you guys the source of my inspiration that's led to my involvement with the Greenheart Project. Because as we teach our Greenheart buddies, it's the context in which you learn something, the reason why, that is essential, that fosters the motivation and passion in what you're learning. So this is where it all began for me in Punono, which is an organic permaculture farm and education center off the Caribbean coast of Costa Rica. It's completely off the grid. The nearest town is a 3-hour trek through the rainforest, and here your fresh water is collected. Electricity depends on how sunny it is, and how well you eat depends on how green your thumb is. The center puts an emphasis on permaculture, which is basically a holistic approach to design and application of living. It implies a closed circuit where every output is the input for another function, and all inputs benefit in the process. And Punono teaches these principles in a full immersion, hands-on experience. You don't read about it in a book and look at a diagram. You practice it and become a part of the ecological and agricultural processes that produce the food that you eat. And being a part of that process, you benefit from it as well. For example, on our farm, our chickens were not housed in a coop. They were housed on actually our fruit orchard. Free range during the day. At night, they would take shelter in the fruit trees at night. The trees would benefit, as the chickens would eat any rotten fruit and insects that could potentially harm the tree's health. And we, as the farmers guiding the process, would benefit because our fruit trees flourished, our chickens were strong and healthy, and our work was cut in half at the same time. So, fully immersed for 2 months, I learned the agricultural cycle and how it all fit together in a sustainable closed circuit. Growing and foraging food, cooking what we harvested. You know, you jump in the ocean if you want a warm shower, and bring a machete wherever you go. It was straight up jungle living. But I learned a lot more than just permaculture. It was an education that I didn't really sign up for, and the experience taught me an unequivocal gratitude for the labor that goes into food production. It taught me respect and humility for nature, and it reconnected me to the food I eat in a way that totally blew my mind. Case in point are these carrots that we were eating one day for lunch. Freshly harvested. I hadn't eaten carrots since being stateside, and I was just totally blown away by how sweet these carrots were. And after pondering it for a while, I'd come to realize that because my taste buds had been so overwhelmed by processed sugar for so long that I'd never actually gotten to taste what a carrot was supposed to taste like. And remember thinking, as I schemed up my new carrot farm back in Charleston that I was going to start, we're growing all these crazy exotic vegetables. We had Betty Bob, Mamachinos, 75 different varieties of bananas, and I didn't even know what we grew in our own backyard in Charleston. So I took what I learned with me, and I continued traveling throughout Central America, and became even more aware of a food culture that was foreign to me. Markets were open all day, every day, selling fresh produce, live chickens, any part of the cow you could want or imagine. And it was all organic and local, not because it was what was trendy down there, but that's just how it was. So food was also just celebrated. Each country and city had its own unique twist on dishes. You know, every festival and fiesta was involved with cooking, and that really was a celebration, was just the food. It was just absolutely amazing. So my entire traveling experience, immersed in this culture and soaking it in, couldn't have really been taught to me in a book or in a YouTube video for that matter. It ignited a passion in me to be a change agent in our culture by sharing what I learned. So I went home, I got a haircut, and my hairdresser was the one who actually told me about the Greenheart Project and that I should probably check it out. Kelly Baldwin, somewhere in the crowd up here. So the Greenheart Project strives to reconnect the 3rd and 4th graders that we work with back to the origins of our food that we grow here, similar to what Punono did for me. But instead of doing it in a jungle, we do it in a straight-up concrete jungle with little access to fresh produce, not only at a market, but even at a grocery store. So using these principles of permaculture that I learned, our program takes a holistic approach to our students' education, which totally immerses them in an outdoor garden classroom and promotes the things that permaculture promotes. Sustainability, locality, longevity, and it's through these hands-on experiences we teach math and science to them, and we bring in community members, neighbors, and college students to come work alongside our buddies that are fostering bonds and forming friendships along the way. Because these kids take such an active part in what they grow, they're more inclined to try it as well, almost too much. Now some even think anything green growing in the garden is fair game, which is pretty hilarious, but it's pretty exciting to see them want to try and taste these vegetables. And I see us getting closer to that carrot that I tried back in Punono. And we're getting pretty good at growing our own vegetables as well. We're starting to sell our produce to Taco Boy and Monza, and with our own farmers market on the horizon, we want to expand our curriculum to start introducing students to entrepreneurship. And hopefully by next year, our urban farm will also be GAP certified, which will basically allow us to sell all of our fresh produce that we grow on our farm directly to the cafeteria. So nourishing our bodies, getting much closer, yeah. Trying to make it sustainable there in a closed circuit. But my favorite time is the harvest dinners, which we have each season. And it's a time where our students can really celebrate and show off all the hard work that they've put in the garden and sharing a feast with everybody who comes. And we've had such an awesome turnout from everybody who comes out to our harvest dinners that we're definitely going to start making it a tradition at Mitchell Elementary School in the fall and the spring. So you guys all should definitely come and check it out. But you see, what I learned is, in order to create change, you must have more than just an education. You got to have inspiration too, which sometimes can't really be taught in a book. So in our garden, we not only look to educate, but we look to inspire our students to lead a healthy and sustainable life, instill virtues of hard work and success, and take pride in being an active part of this unbelievable culture in Charleston and make it better. Thank you.